Madeline, you're the best kitty. You purr so loud. Oh my goodness. Boop, boop, boop. This is the Madeline. Oh, she's got her little claws stuck. Oh my gosh, look at, you're a mess. Madeline the Magnificat. She's pretty awesome. She's never been on video for you guys before. She's sitting here on my sofa taking a little nap. I am disturbing her nap. I don't feel bad about it. So hey everybody, thanks for stopping by and welcome to my channel if you're new. This is where I talk often about topics of all sorts of things, music, sometimes spooky things. And today is a life update. So there's a lot happening right now. And I want to talk a little bit about the last couple years and the most recent events and what I hope for the future. So let's get into it. Cat hair in my face. Oh, if I sneeze, I apologize. Wow, she was just like fur flying everywhere. Really got to get this white balance issue figured out on my phone, which is what I'm using to record. So when you see all that weird flashy stuff, I apologize. That's something I'm going to work out here real quick. So basically, I was let go from my job yesterday. I worked for a mortgage company as a loan processor. It was something that I had just started, not even quite a year ago. It was a new career path. They made several cuts. There's just not enough. There's just not enough coming in the pipeline. Loan officers aren't pulling in enough properties. I've looked at Zillow and some of the other, real estate websites and seen that there has been a significant drop in the availability. People aren't selling homes at the moment. Part of that is time of year, but regardless, I was still low on the seniority. I had just moved to a new team and had been assigned two new loan officers who have very small pipelines. And while I was really good and, doing an excellent job, that's not what it was about. It was about quantity. And it is unfortunate. I've never been let go from a job before, and I definitely was in my feels yesterday. It's scary. I am not sure exactly how to juggle or manage anything right now. I did make a substantial, well, for me anyway, salary. Was the most that I'd ever made from a job in my many years in the workforce. That being said, that's not the field that I went to many years of school to do. I went to school for music. I have a music education degree for my Bachelor of Music Education. I have a Master's of Arts in Vocal Performance, and I have a musical, it's a DMA, Doctorate of Musical Arts, and that also in vocal. I didn't get that degree to not do anything with music. I got that degree because I'm passionate about music. Now, originally I wanted to be a university professor. However, it is a competitive area, and when I got my doctorate, which I finished in 2018, when you put in applications, first of all, I was limited to a specific area, and universities aren't the kind of thing that, usually like in the university system, you'll have, a handful in a state. That being said, even though you have an institution that has a music department, that has voice teachers, professors that, study and teach voice, generally you have a main faculty of 4, and then also a few other professors, as the program grows. And the reason that there's typically 4 is because there are 4 voice types. There is soprano, mezzo-soprano, tenor, and bass. So there's one of each. And so when a position is posted for a university, which is typically when someone retires or moves to another position, and a lot of these professors are lifers. Like, they get to a university that they like and then they stay. That's where they spend the rest of their career. And some of those careers last 40 plus years. So, unless there's a position that's open for your voice type, not just any voice teacher, for your type. I'm a mezzo-soprano, so I would have to wait and see if there was a position open for mezzo-soprano. So it really limits availability of positions. And then, of course, there's a large pool of candidates. So getting an interview is difficult, and then getting through the interview process. I actually sat on the panel while I was working on my master's, where we were bringing in a choral conductor, so head for the choir department. And during that process, the number of candidates that we had to go through was enormous. Then narrowing it down, the things that they were looking for to get where we needed to, and then doing the interviews, and I had to sit in on all of these things. So it is quite a process. It involves a lot of people. It's not just one person making that decision. That decision is made by faculty as well as some students. Like I said, when I was doing my master's, I sat on one of those panels. So it's hard. And you hope that when you graduate, you just get out there and you're going to get a job and it's going to be great. And that was a rough ride. And the longer it went, of course, I had to come up with something. And so that's where getting the 9-to-5 job came in. And then while I was there, I sat and I thought about it. It was a job where I was going to be able to, dye my hair, get, the piercings that I wanted, and do some of those things. And I thought, well, I had to have the stability of the job at the time. And I thought, well, I'll do music, as my, not hobby per se, but, work the regular job, do the music until the music can take over the regular job. That was the plan. That was 2018, made that choice and started working on things. And it was going pretty well. Vio, cranked out several songs, which many of you have heard. And in 2019, still just working on things, just, day in, day out. Time gets away from you. But we made some accomplishments. We made some strides. We had shows. We had started performing, which was great. And we were feeling really good about the path we were on. And then came 2020. Everything changed. The whole world changed. And it really puts things in perspective that nothing is set. It really can just take one moment and everything is different. We have to be adaptable. I learned that lesson years ago when I was pregnant with my daughters. In one instant, in the doctor's office, during the ultrasound for what I thought was my one baby, was 3. And everything just topsy-turvy. You're faced with what looks like an obstacle or a insurmountable challenge. You adapt and you do what needs to be done. That's how I've always been. Over the last 2 years, shows haven't been happening, which is frustrating and sad. I miss being on stage. I miss performing. We have had a couple in the last 2 years. I can't believe that I just said that. I cannot believe that it has been 2 years that we've been living this. And it's still going. It's still happening. Things, people throw around the word, new normal. We have learned to adapt in a lot of ways. Haven't given up on the dream, not going to give up on it. And drag me kicking and screaming. But yesterday, when this happened, that overwhelming fear, it was difficult. I also felt just useless. I felt so lost. And then I just started thinking about what if the universe is pushing me? What if I take the time out of the day and all of that energy that I give to someone else for that paycheck, and I put that into me, put that into Vio, put that into our dream. If I put that kind of energy into that goal, what could I make happen? I put a lot of energy into my jobs. I work my ass off. I learned a whole new field I was excelling at. I was getting that's the frustrating thing, is that I was getting accolades from those that I was working with, who were recognizing that I was doing a tremendous job, and frustrated that I was let go. But when the top dogs are looking at numbers as far as how many loans I've done, not the quality of them or the feedback from everyone, because they don't go into that. They're just looking at, okay, who's the most recent addition to the team, seniority wise, and how much, have they done? That just doesn't weigh out. But if I take that kind of energy that I put into those jobs for others, and I put it into myself, I take that work ethic, which honestly I should be doing outside of those hours. But I'm not gonna lie, I let things bog me down. I let this whole situation over the last couple of years just kind of weigh on me. Fighting the depression, fighting, the anxiety, and then all the things that are going on. If I take that energy and I put it into my weight loss journey, and I put it into working on myself, working on music, I can't fail. That's not in my vocabulary. If I'm working at a job for someone else, failure is not an option. I will overcome it. I will find the answer. I will make it happen. That's the thing that always pushes me, and why I get promoted quickly in the jobs that I'm in. I shouldn't have been promoted 6 months in. They don't promote people until they've been there at least a year. They made an exception for me. The same thing happened at my previous job. But I'm giving it away to others. I got to stop doing that. I never, maybe being a parent and always putting my focus into caring for other people, I have a tendency to not take care of myself. I let myself go. I'm not the important person. And I kind of have to stop doing that. And I don't mean to put energy into myself in a selfish way, but in a positive way, in a building up way. And it always comes back to music. I've always been drawn to music. It's part of my soul. It's part of what and who I am. But it's also sharing that passion with other people. I didn't want to be a teacher because I wanted to have, a tiny little office with a piano in it that I could put stuff on the walls that's the size of a practice room. That wasn't what drew me to that profession. What drew me to that profession is connecting with a student who has that same passion, who has that talent, who wants to, who has the drive, the overwhelming urge to communicate through music, to understand music, to build them and light that flame in them the way someone did for me and guide them on that journey. That's what I want to do. And it doesn't look like doing that in an academic setting is the right fit for me. Not only that, with what's going on over the last couple of years, distance, it's everything's changed. So I am going to start putting all of that work ethic and energy that I've been given away into all of you, into those that want and need to have that guidance, that connection, who just want to learn something. And there's a lot of different ways that I'm going to be doing that. We've got, of course, the YouTube channel where we talk about things. We're going to start getting into the real nitty gritty. We're going to start talking about everything music. My thoughts on music. I'm going to teach you from the ground up. What is melody? What is harmony? Why do you need to know this? Why is it important to understand song form? You know, there are so many musicians out there, aspiring musicians, even musicians who've been doing it. We all are on a journey to learn. There is never a stopping point in learning. And if you're not pursuing higher thinking or new things, you need to be. It's what keeps us alive. It's very important in our humanity. And for those that are interested in music, that's what I want to do. I want to be your guide. Vio and I want to take you and mold you and help you be successful. And in doing that, that's our success. That's what we want. We've got our band, and this is our way of expressing our artistry, performing. I love performing. That's what I've always wanted to do since I was a child. But in addition to that, we want others who want to follow that path, whether it's you just want to create music for yourself, wonderful. You want to create it for an audience, that's fantastic too. Whatever it is that you want to do, if it's related to music, that's what we want to help with. And just getting all this knowledge. There's so much interesting, like, just musical conversation and facts and things that are out there that I just want to talk about. I just need people to listen to me talk. That's what it is. You know, the things that I find fascinating that I love to talk about. And maybe there's an audience out there that wants to learn about those things or talk about them with me. I'm down for that. I find some things funny when it comes to music that I want to talk about. I want to do reactions. I want to talk about performances. What makes a good performer? Why, you know, comparing, you know, listen to this, listen to that. You know, what could make this better? What makes this good? What makes this not as good? That's how we learn to up the bar for ourselves. I'd like to start doing some reaction videos. Also just take you through our step-by-step process. Take you with us when we're, you know, working on recording new things. We have got the studio almost finished. Promise we're going to have a video coming up where we're going to go through and take a look at the new studio, which is beautiful, by the way. And also then you get a chance to see the inner workings of the process, what goes on in creating Discord from the ground up, or any other projects that we might be working on as well. Also want to do some performance. Twitch, going to be going through actually practicing so you can see the process in action, talking about my process as I go, which I hope will be a guide for those of you wanting to learn a little bit more about vocal piano music and various other kinds. Have special guests over that will perform and collaborate with me. Also, want to start doing more podcasts where I get to talk to others about their musical journey. And again, it's not all music. Sometimes we're going to talk about spooky things. Sometimes we're talking about life updates like we did today. But essentially, that is where things are at right now. It's scary. Things are scary right now. And I'm not really sure how it's all going to pan out. I know where I want to be, where I want to get to. And I just thank all of you for being here and being a part of supporting that. And if there's anything that, content that you want to see, please leave me a comment down below. That would be great. Any of you that are not subscribed, please consider subscribing and ring that bell so you know when videos are coming out, because they're going to start coming in like a flood. Again, thank you guys for stopping by, and as always, stay spooky, my friends.